Hello, folks. I hope this finds you well. Today we are going to watch episode 3 of season 1 of Just the 10 of Us, The Birthday Gift, directed again by John Tracy and written by Tom Walla. It originally aired on May 10th, 1988, with a 17.2 rating and a 29 share, which was pretty darn good. It was the 14th most watched show that week, which actually did better than Growing Pains at number 21. I'm sure it also benefited from following Who's the Boss that night, which was number 10 that week, and it did a lot better than Moonlighting that followed it, which came in at number 34. So let me talk just very quickly about just sort of RetroFat in general. I'll admit that my weight loss has stagnated a bit. I'm still at 96 pounds down, but between Halloween and some grief meals after the election, a little bit of licking wounds and wallowing and not exercising and just feeling like, well, crap. I haven't been doing great, but I'm in a better headspace right now, and I'm making a point to get back to doing this again. So there we go. My goal is to come back in 2 weeks with the season finale of season 1 and having hit my 100-pound weight loss goal. Another goal is to start a new video series on this channel, Roll for Weight Loss, and I hope to have that first video out by next weekend. It'll be pop culture themed, not quite in the same way as this, but I do hope you'll watch. Now, before I get into this episode, now that I've talked weight loss, let's talk genetics for a moment. So last episode, I had a comment from Two Wings who mentioned the issue of Cindy's hair color. So like, how is a family where the dad has, dark hair like Graham and then the mom is blonde, where does this redhead child come from? So, obviously Elizabeth, Wendy, and later Melissa, well, Harvey as well, but he's little, so hair color darkens, and maybe the same for Melissa. But they're all blonde. The other kids are all various shades of brunette, except for Cindy. How does that work? For what it's worth, I've taken obviously some, biology and science classes. However, even though my wife is a musician, her first degree was a bachelor's of science in biology. So I tapped her knowledge, and we came up with this. So hair is a polygenic trait, which means it's influenced by multiple genes. It's not a simple Punnett square like you get with, eye color in fruit flies. We used to say eye color in humans, but I think that's even now known to be not quite as simple as that. Despite that, red hair is still recessive and is linked to specific alleles in the MC1R gene. I do not know what that means. I just know that the MC1R gene is where red hair color, the recessive gene can kind of lie. So if either parent carries the red hair allele, but they only have one copy, they're not going to have red hair themselves, and they can still pass it on. So what likely could have happened, Graham and Elizabeth each have that allele, which didn't show up in any kids except for Cindy because she got a copy from both parents. So there you go. From my own personal experience, I can share that as a child, like toddler, very young, my hair was red and then turned brown as I got older. So hair's weird, genes are weird, but that's the gist for how this could have happened. Okay, let's dive into this episode and have some fun.
So, what do we learn? They're rude, they speak through their noses, and they can cook. Enough about France. Now we move to the land down under, Australia, where they have koalas.
All right, this was a great example of some of Bill's stand-up and his timing, his delivery. I think maybe even his material. He shared with me, Bill Kirkenbauer, on social media that the reason they stopped doing these kind of cold opens is because there wasn't anyone who could write it in the same way. Comic writing, is apparently very different than stand-up routine writing, and that's a shame because these were some great cold opens. Now, as I was kind of writing my script for this week, so to speak, it occurred to me, this was pre-Seinfeld. Seinfeld didn't debut until July of 1989, and I mentioned Seinfeld because he often had cold opens involving stand-up in his show as well. Now, I'm not going to say that these two, Just the 10 of Us, with Bill Kirchenbauer and Jerry Seinfeld are the only two examples of stand-up comedians performing actual stand-up routines in their sitcoms. But right now, these are the only two that come to mind. I mean, I know stand-up comedians have certainly done sitcoms, but to actually incorporate stand-up in some way, only ones I can think of. There is the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and that's about stand-up. But there you go. That's. Please tell me if there are others you can think of, because I am drawing a blank. For what it's worth, I truly do believe that Bill Kirchenbauer is quite funnier. That's a weird way of saying it. He's a lot funnier than Jerry Seinfeld. So I'm just a 10 of us to stand up first, and they did it best.
And I know I can win it, 'cause I'm learning the rules of the game. If I can stay on the ball, take it minute by minute, I just might make the Hall of Fame. What can I say? I'm doing it the best I can. Leaning on nobody but me. Oh, seeing it from where I stand. Nothing comes easy. Oh, I'm always bringing home second places at the end of every one of my daisies. A house with all of the bases that keeps me doing it the best I can. Yeah, I'm doing it the best I can. I'll keep on doing it the best I can.
Either we're very late on the electric bill, or the kids are finally starting to remember to turn off the lights when they're out of the room.
That's right, Graham. They sure must all be out of the room, all right. Surprise!
What?
Happy birthday, Daddy!
But my birthday's not till tomorrow.
That's the surprise.
Oh, honey, I don't know what to say.
Just like you had in New York.
Dad, now you're bi-coastal.
It's a good thing.
Okay, Sherry, you're next.
You expect me to follow back?
Come on, come on. Ooh, shampoo.
It's the perfect size for you.
Yeah, it's at least a 2-year supply. Okay, who's this one from?
Not me.
Me either. It was just left in our mailbox.
There's no postmark.
No return address. No, nothing.
But it says it's for you all right here.
Yeah, we've been racking our brains about it all afternoon.
Took Wendy 3 hours to find her brain, 30 seconds to rack it.
Well, whoever it is, not that they're in this room, saved a bundle on the wrapping. Sweet jumping Jezebel.
Daddy, you're rich.
But this is a ton of money. There must be hundreds and hundreds of dollars here. Wait, there's a card. From somebody who knows how much you really need this. Well, who could have done this?
Whoever it is, I hope he remembers my birthday.
Come on, one of you has to know something about this. Come on, somebody say something.
It wasn't me, Daddy.
Bicoastal was a good joke, subtle. I'm wondering if it was a little risque in the late 80s. I also appreciated that Sherry was standing, and when they had the lights off, with a lampshade over her head as though she were a lamp. I appreciated her joke. I really liked her joke of her giving him just a little bottle of shampoo, which I am going to... My headcanon is now that Sherry grabbed that during one of the hotels they stayed at during their April cross-country drive. So, that was a little gift she nabbed for Dad. The jab of Cindy making a dumb joke for Wendy. 2 more episodes, and then that's gone. As soon as season 2 starts, dumb Wendy turns into dumb Cindy. I think it was the best move. I also really like the premise of this episode, just the mysterious money, everything that's about to happen. This is one of my top 5 episodes of this show. Like no question, might be one of the top 3. I really like this episode.
9:14, 9:15, 9:16,
Graham.
9:17,
It's 11:30.
11:31, 11:32. Now I have to start over.
Honey, it's $1,233, just like the last 5 times.
And you swear that you
Honey,
did?
if I had that kind of money laying around, don't you think I would have told you about it?
Well, Elizabeth, you don't always tell me everything.
Like what?
Elizabeth, if I knew that, that would mean that you do tell me everything.
Well, there, see?
Well, all right. You always have a little stash hidden away in the cookie jar.
Graham, this is not a little stash. This is a major wad. You okay?
No. I just remembered. Mr. Futterman from the old neighborhood, he once got a shoebox full of cash one day, and the next day the mob had him sleeping with the fishes.
Honey, we're not in New York anymore.
Well, maybe the California mob has you do lunch with the fishes.
This money is not from any mob. I know that.
Aha! It was that big deal brother of yours, wasn't it? He heard we were behind the 8 ball with this moving bill, and he decided to show me up again.
If my brother sent it, his picture'd be on every bill.
Yeah, you're right. well, who else knows about the financial bind we're in?
Just you, me, the moving company, and God. Graham, that's it.
Oh, please.
But I have been praying about this. Isn't it just possible it's a miracle?
Yeah, like it's just possible that I need to put on a couple pounds.
Don't make fun of my faith.
Elizabeth, I've grown accustomed to your faith.
Why isn't it possible that this is a gift from God?
God does not send a stack of unmarked bills in a shoebox.
Oh, so you're saying that God, who created Mount Rushmore, can't come up with $1,200?
He didn't create Mount Rushmore. Guys with blasting caps did.
You know what I mean. And besides, how do you explain my Uncle Frank?
I can't. I'm not a veterinarian.
The troop ship he was supposed to be on sank, but Uncle Frank got on the wrong ship and lived. And you're saying that's not God's work?
No, I'm saying Uncle Frank's an idiot.
But who made him an idiot?
Elizabeth, there is a flesh and blood human being behind this money, and I'm going to find out who it is.
Honey, what does it matter? Let's just be thankful.
I'm going to go through our phone book and write down all the names of the people who might have given me this money.
Check under G for God.
You have God's phone number?
All right, so check under G for God, and you have God's phone number. I love that. That is one of my favorite jokes in this episode. It's fantastic. I also like that Graham is a soft skeptic to Elizabeth's faith. It plays really well. And the line, "I've grown accustomed to your faith." I love a good pun. Elizabeth, her line, this is not a little, it's a major wad. I mean, that's a good joke. It's a good line. It's a little TV-14 maybe. But it also shows that Elizabeth, while being genuine, she's a little salty as well. I like Elizabeth. She's a great character. I also looked it up. So they got $1,233. And if you look at the Consumer Price Index inflation calculator for November of 2024, that is worth $3,286 in today's money, which is a good chunk of change. It is, in fact, a major wad.
I can't believe I let you talk me into this, Wendy.
God, I'm a fabulous actress.
Oh, yeah, Morgan Fairchild's really worried.
Yeah, well, I'm scared. Did you see the way his lower lip quivered when he asked us if we knew anything about the money?
Oh, you two are such wimps. Will you grow up? You aren't feeling a little guilty about what we had to do to get that money?
Why should she feel guilty? Besides, I'm the one who had to do something disgusting to get it.
Oh, sure, bring that up again.
Yeah, well, I'm the one who had to...
Ladies!
You weren't even...
The main thing is we gave Daddy something he really needs. Now let's not panic.
Connie, you just said you were scared. Now you say don't panic. Do you always have to argue both sides to every question?
Yes. No.
So I pointed out while we were watching, but I was muted. Connie was playing with a wall phone cord. Have we ever seen them use a wall phone in the attic before? I can't remember. I don't think we have. I also don't see Graham letting a wall phone exist in the attic where his 4 teenage daughters spend all of their time. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for that phone cord in the future. That to me is oh no, it's a little future mystery I want to see if I can solve. Also, this scene was a nice setup for the unfolding mystery of this episode. It's really well written. We know the girls were involved. We know that Cindy had to do something disgusting. It's going to play really well with something coming up soon. I think this was it was a great setup. That's why I like this episode so well. It's really nicely structured.
Hello, Mr. Papazian. This is Coach Lubbock. Yeah, with all the hungry kids. Look, you didn't by any chance happen to send me a cash rebate on all those groceries, did you? Hello? Yep, Dwayne.
In a minute, Coach. I got some behind to kick. In my office now, mister. Now, I want you to tell me what in the hell... What in the heck you were doing when you were supposed to be in my damn... in my darn gym class?
Coach Johnson, I was
Just as I thought. No excuses. Take 10 laps, and I mean double time, mister.
What in the heck is that?
Well, he was dogging it, so I told him...
No, that jar.
No. Father Hargis has been on me to clean up my language around the kids. So I've been finding myself a dollar bill every time I slip. You'd be surprised how fast that adds up.
You big lug. I can't believe I didn't think of my old buddy.
Dwayne, could you sign these?
Oh, Father Hargis. Have you any idea what kind of a sweet guy this is?
He had me completely fooled.
Yeah, me too.
We'll come back later.
Wait a minute, he didn't think that...
It's okay. I like to keep Father Hargis guessing anyway.
Dwayne, you are a prince.
I said guessing.
Dwayne, I know.
Know what?
Well, you never quit, do you? Look, it was awfully sweet of you, but I can't accept it.
You can't.
No, but I tell you what, we'll call it a loan, and as soon as I get this moving bill off my tail, you'll get back every cent plus interest. Does that sound fair?
More than fair. What in the world are you talking about?
Hey, quit it. The cat's out of the bag. I know you sent me $1,200 for my birthday.
$1,200. The only way I'd send you $1,200 is if you had hair and breasts and lost about 20 pounds.
Well, darn it, somebody sent me that money.
Well, God darn it, it wasn't me.
Well, people just don't give you things in this world. You gotta earn them.
You don't think I know that?
Well, fine then.
Well, fine then.
Well, fine.
Oh, by the way, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
I really like the swear jar, and I like Dwayne's reaction to it, that every time. That was fantastic. I also really like Coach and Dwayne's friendship, especially the whole hey, I like to keep Father Hargis guessing. He said, I said guessing. But the best joke by far was when he said, the only way I'd send you $1,200 is if you had hair, breasts, and lost about 20 pounds. That is a fantastic line. I have a lot of weight on Graham here. I think he's around 6 foot tall, maybe a little above. I'm also 6 foot tall. I've got at least 140 pounds on him, at least. And Graham's a little more than 20 pounds overweight. Let's just call it like it is, which tells me that Dwayne still likes his ladies a little on the thicker side, which I also appreciate that. All right. Let's get into my favorite scene of this entire episode.
Mom,
right,
Mom,
save it,
sorry.
ladies. I'm only going to ask you this once. Where did the money come from that your father got for his birthday? Constance, back in line.
Mom, my theory is it was a gift from God. Isn't it beautiful?
And which one of you was his helper?
Oh, Mom, we never have anything to do with God. I mean,
Okay, now I am going to look each one of you in the eye, and I want you to tell me you had nothing to do with this. Wendy?
Mom, I don't have the slightest idea where it came from.
Cynthia?
Mom, I was as surprised as everyone else.
Marie Elizabeth?
Mom, I had absolutely no...
Okay, we did it, but I wouldn't exactly call it prostitution.
Okay, I love it. I love this entire scene. I don't think this scene would have been nearly as good in a future season without Elizabeth being pregnant. There's just something about her silhouette, very pregnant, while interrogating her oldest daughters, that was just perfect. And I want to walk down through the line of the girls and their interactions. So we are starting to get a little more of Wendy as a schemer here. What we saw here, with the exception of Cindy being the first to speak when they came home, Wendy is her future self in the scene. So when Elizabeth went up to Wendy and she was able to lie while looking her in the eyes, that tracks. Wendy's a schemer. She can lie. No problem there. Now, the Cindy she spoke to, this is still season 1 Cindy, who is smart. I do not think season 2 or 3 Cindy could have lied this well. This Cindy was also smart enough to immediately appeal to Elizabeth's religious nature. And the exchange between Cindy, Wendy, and Elizabeth, where they were talking about, I believe it was a gift from God, not having anything to do with God, 100% flipped Cindy and Wendy's roles next season. But we're not there yet. Also, during the interrogation, did you notice that Cindy did not make eye contact? She looked around a lot. Wendy locked in, but not Cindy. Now, Marie, we will learn she's still, she will not lie exactly, but she will sometimes use circular logic to justify her actions. And I really think she was about to do that here. She was going to use some kind of we don't know where that money came from. While in her mind, she's like, I don't know where it came from. I don't know where the boys got it, or something similar to that. However, it ends up not even mattering because Connie dropped the greatest line ever with, all right, we did it, but I wouldn't exactly call it prostitution. Perfect. Loved it. Everything about it.
Prostitution?
Mother, it's nothing like what you're thinking at all.
It was completely innocent.
Innocent prostitution?
Oh, we thought that maybe, deep down inside, you just really didn't want to know, although that's looking more and more like a mistake.
Mom, we did what we did for a good cause.
And no one got hurt.
Not yet.
First of all, I want to say this was Wendy's idea.
Well, that's true. It all started last week when Dad was dropping hints about his birthday.
Go, Dad.
You yourself. Whoa. Where's everybody going?
To the movies. Mom knows.
It's $5 a carload night at the drive-in. We're going to make them regret it.
Well, for a second there, I thought all my children might be going, shopping.
Shopping this late?
Yeah, well, I happen to know for a fact that downtown Tall and Portly is open very late on Thursdays and Fridays.
I already got you a birthday present, Daddy.
My birthday? Oh, gee, it is coming up soon, isn't it?
Dad, we wouldn't forget about you. Mom wouldn't let us.
Okay, hey, 17, 34, I like pockets and no pants without a fly. I'm superstitious.
Connie, we're going to be in the car.
This was the night that you guys got that bill from the moving company.
Oh, I remember that night. Oh, hi, Graham.
Well, the moving company wants $800 more than their estimate. What are we supposed to do?
We sure can't move.
Just once in my life, I'd like to start a month not in the hole, not ahead, just, even.
Oh, honey, we'll manage. We always do.
Maybe I should buy a lottery ticket. Nah, I'd never win. I'm a U.S. citizen with no prison record, plus I speak English.
It was so sad. Like a scene in a movie with Meryl Streep or Pam Dauber or some great actress like that.
I really liked whenever Elizabeth was about to start yelling at them, and Wendy shrank down so that she was under Elizabeth's gaze. I think that was a fantastic bit of physical acting from Brooke. Tall and Portly is a fantastic name for a big and tall shop. I love it. I would 100% shop at a Tall and Portly. All right, so the no pants without a fly, I'm superstitious joke. It makes me laugh, and I don't know why. I don't get it, and I have Googled, and I have searched, and I have used AI, and I'm trying to figure out where that comes from, but I can't figure it out. So if you know, please put it in the comments below. I would really like to know. I mentioned a few episodes ago about the small trailer that they carried with them, in the pilot. The fact that there was a moving company really does make a lot more sense. And somehow, when I was doing the pilot, I forgot the entire plot point of this episode. I mean, obviously, it costs money to move cross country. And then this episode, we've had 3 great actresses mentioned: Morgan Fairchild, Meryl Streep, and Pam Dauber. So, Morgan Fairchild was in a lot of things. She was in Mork and Mindy, same as our favorite TV dad here, Bill Kirchenbauer. He was in Mork and Mindy for a few episodes. The best that I can tell, he and Fairchild were never in the same episode. But who else was in Mork and Mindy? Every episode, in fact, Pam Dauber. So, and obviously Pam Dauber as Mindy, title character, would have definitely worked with Bill. And plus, Pam Dauber was just kind of everywhere in this era of TV. She had just come off of her very short run of My Sister Sam, which lasted 2 seasons, I think. It ended in April of 1988, just a month before this episode aired. And, of course, Meryl Streep is, and always has been, Meryl Streep.
Waited to tell everyone till we got rid of JR and Sherry. I didn't want to scar them emotionally any more than they already are. Everyone was moved, even Wendy.
Bummer.
I wish there was something we could do for him.
Mom, too. How long could you be stoic?
Oh, boy, you learn a new word and you just have to beat it to death, don't you?
I know. We could have a bake sale. The guys at St. Augie's said they really like my... Maybe that's not what they meant.
There's gotta be some way of raising money. And let's think about our individual talents.
Can you raise money dating?
Never directly. But as being the only girls at an all-boys school, we could command a pretty good price for an evening.
Wendy, there's a word for that.
She's talking about a date, Marie. A ride to the movies, a movie, a ride back home. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, we could raffle one of us off and make at least $100.
Hey, I don't do raffles.
Okay, I'm willing to make the supreme sacrifice and volunteer myself.
Too little, too late.
The only way this plan is gonna work is if we get someone really desirable on the line. But like I said before, I'm not doing it.
Oh, like you'd raise a lot, Cindy.
More than you, Wendy.
Oh, yeah? Well, too bad.
Excuse me, I said I do it.
Bet me.
You're on.
Okay, Wendy and Cindy, listen to yourselves. We shouldn't be fighting. But this raffle idea of Wendy's might have something to it.
Thank you very much, Marie. Wait a minute, you're actually agreeing with me?
I'm shocked myself. But Dad needs the money.
I agree. And as I was saying, the rafflee should be me.
What? Wait, before you volunteer, you should think. Do you really want to be the object of desire of every boy at St. Augustine's? We'll draw straws.
Like I'm feeling today, you better lock your daughters away. Yeah. When they look as good as they're looking today, mothers Better lock your daughters away. I can't wait. No, I can't wait. 'Cause you know what I need. And give it to me. Lock up my daughter. Better keep them inside. Don't let them get close to me. Yeah. Lock up your daughter. I got trouble on my mind. Baby, it's a long night. Baby, it's a long night. Hey. Lock 'em up.
$1,233. You're kidding! I counted it 3 times.
Wow! I can't wait to see the look on Dad's face!
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. We can't give Dad all this money. He'll ask how we got it.
I'd be proud to tell him. Proud? Don't you ever think before you speak?
Yes, I certainly... Oh.
So we had to get the money to Dad without getting any of the credit we so richly deserve.
So, has this date taken place yet?
No?
Have you picked your winner yet?
Yes?
And he is...
Mom, that's not important.
You want to bet?
I'm going out with the second floor of Hunt's Hall. Oh, I can handle them.
Gee, those crazy guys that went in together on 100 tickets.
Mom, we had the best of intentions. Please don't tell Daddy.
Mom, what are you doing?
Thinking.
Where are you going?
I'm going to pray.
Mom acts like no girl's ever gone out with 12 guys before.
So Wendy the schemer in full swing here, and I'm even wondering if this episode helps solidify that Wendy should not be dense. Can't be a dumb schemer. I love a good montage set to music that is so incredibly 80s. It was a good song choice, which will probably get this episode, kind of flagged, so to speak. Copyright claim, not a strike. It should be fine. Elizabeth is clearly traumatized. She played that so well. And Marie asked for her to not tell Daddy, and I think it's clear that she doesn't. As we get to this episode, I also have to say I love seeing these 4 oldest girls who are doing this. Yes, there was a scheme involved. They clearly had fun doing it. But they also want to help their parents. And that warms my heart. It really does. I could see in other shows they'd be trying to figure out how to take a cut of the money or save some for themselves. And they're not doing that here. And that is phenomenal.
Seaver. Dr. Jason. Nah.
Coach?
Father.
I saw your light was on. Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Good.
No.
Not good.
Father, I got a dilemma here. I'm at the end of my rope. Mind if I bend your ear for a little while?
Of course. Would this have anything to do with you hugging Dwayne this morning?
Well, as a matter of fact, it does.
That's no dilemma. The church has a very clear policy on that.
No. You see, Father, I got a package in the mail yesterday. I don't know who sent it, but I know I can't keep it.
Was this package for you?
Well, it was addressed to me.
Then it's yours. What's the dilemma?
Well, you see, it was cash. My wife says it was a gift from God. Now, I know in your line of work you gotta believe in miracles, but for a guy like me...
So, like, a lot of cash?
Over $1,000, Padre. I mean, sure, I could use it. What person couldn't use $1,000 in cash?
For that matter, what school?
Well, I didn't earn it. I didn't ask for it, and I'm not a charity case. So I can't keep it.
You can't?
No.
Really? My son, Sometimes we all need to talk to a shepherd, someone wiser than we are, who can point the way.
An expert.
Correct. Now let's assume this money is from God. What do you think he would want you to do with it? I personally think that God is interested in private Catholic schools scraping to get by, but that's just me.
Yeah, talk to an expert. You're absolutely right, Father.
Thank you. You spend enough time dealing with people and their problems, you develop a certain... Lubbock? Right through my fingers. I could use a little help down here.
Yo, God? It's called, Graham. I came in to talk to you. Well, I guess you know that. You know everything. About this money. What am I going to do? Elizabeth says it was a gift from you, and, well, heck, since I couldn't find out who on earth would give it to me, I guess it's a miracle. There, I said it. It's the only explanation that makes sense. I'm sorry, it didn't occur to me right off the bat. Now look, I sure as shooting don't mean to seem ungrateful. I mean, it was sweet of you. Damn sweet. I'm sorry. Look, I know that the track record of guys that have said no to you is lousy at best. But I gotta give you this back. I mean, you've already given me everything I need. Not a lot of money or hair. Not that I mind, no sir. But I'm talking about the important things in life. Like Elizabeth and all my kids. Gosh, you've been generous beyond all reason in the kids department. Heck, I'm always open to those kinds of miracles. There, I said it again. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for thinking of me. But use this money on somebody who really needs it. Amen. Now, if I'm doing the wrong thing here, I'd sure appreciate a word. I didn't figure. Elizabeth.
Graham Lubbock, that is just about the most wonderful thing I've ever heard.
How long have you been here?
About 5 rosaries. Just after I talked to the girls. And Graham, I think there's something else you should know.
What?
We all love you very much.
Hi, we're here to pick up Cindy for our dream date.
Yeah! Right. My mom left instructions in case a group of boys came by.
Well, what did she say to do?
This.
We have an immediate throwback to Growing Pains with him thinking maybe Jason Seaver sent the money. We don't get a lot of Growing Pains references. So this is a rare occurrence. And I suspect it was mostly because the shows were still airing, literally simultaneously, maybe even on the same night, or maybe it's staggered a bit. Anyway, nice mirror with confession as Graham and Father Hargis are talking. I love Graham's prayer. It wasn't polished, but it was just so beautifully earnest. And when this show tiptoes into religion a little bit, like when they wade into religion like they do, there are some episodes where they get it. When they really lean into it, they do it so well. And I think that's part of why this show speaks to me so much. The chapel that we saw, or the sanctuary, that was gigantic and gorgeous, and we never see it again. Whenever we see a chapel on screen in this show, it's usually very small, like very, very tiny. And when Graham said in his prayer, use this money on somebody who really needs it. I love that. Graham is going to continue to struggle financially, but he knows he's going to figure it out because he always does. So this was a miracle. It just wasn't a supernatural one. The girls got him the money, and he's passing it on to someone needier. And in a funny note, we have a nice little stinger of Sherry shutting the door in the second floor of Hunt's Hall in their face. So, great episode. As I said, this remains one of my absolute favorites. I can't say it's my favorite episode of this show, but it's up there. It's really close. So, all right. You know what? This kind of inspires me. I might do a separate RetroFat video at one point, just sort of breaking down maybe like my top 10, just the 10 of us episodes, just to see where they fall out, because I've never really thought about it too much. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you. I love hearing from you. And I'll be back in 2 weeks with more RetroFat, and you'll see another video or two from me in the time being. So, all right. Thank you so much, and you have a great week.